MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. We may have a ghost with us this morning.
Yeah.
It just went live by itself prematurely this morning.
Yeah, right before I got here, I was like, gosh, she's going live early.
I looked up and it was showing hot and live. I'm thinking, how'd that happen? So who knows what could happen over the next hour? Be with us, and we go ahead and throw out some apologies there before it happens.
Right.
This morning, we want to keep this in mind. We just got reports of an accident. The Shell station out, let's call it Highway 11, near the airport. Let's pull up pictures here. Let's go to our page and show you what we know so far as we pull this up. Here's the scene. Let's pull this up and show you the map there. This is going to be the Shell station. As we look at this, this is the bird's eye view from I-20. As you zoom in, there's the wreck. And as we get a little bit closer, that's involving a truck, and it looks like a car. A little bit different angle of it there. And there's another look at it of a truck pulling up on that wreck there.
Looks like maybe somebody pulled out and then looked or something.
Yeah. No one's hurt.
Who knows?
But a fender bender, just the same, it'll cause a little bit slower in your drive time there if you're having to go that direction to make it to the base on time, or structural steel, or you got a package down there at UPS.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if somebody was headed to work. I hope not. I hope nobody was injured.
Well, you know, one of the worst things it causes, y'all all know this, you stop and get a cup of coffee and you're thinking about that, and the next thing you know, whoop.
I know. Yeah. Just out of the blue, here comes somebody.
It is.
Yeah, I hope y'all are having a good morning.
We do too.
It's pretty today.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous day outside. But let me warn you, with all of this being said there, now at first the National Weather Service yesterday was saying that the heat index could be 104. They backed it down a little bit. Whether it's 104 or 97 doesn't matter, but they're predicting 97 at this point. So be prepared.
Yeah. If you work outside, take extra water or something to hydrate yourself. Stay hydrated for sure.
Yeah. There, as we watch this, to see what's going on. Now, let me try to explain something that went on last night, and I'll just give it the best way that I can because I don't have a written-up statement from the Meridian Police Department. But as we all know, where the murders took place in Meridian at the Exxon station, we'll call it Highway 19, Airport Boulevard, Highway 11. There on the left there. There was some form of altercation, possibly a robbery. We can't call it a robbery yet, between, I don't want to say a customer either.
Right.
I want to say that the clerk knew who was in there. The clerk was scratched. Some money was taken. I don't want to call it a robbery yet. It could have been a snatch and grab. But it did happen at that store. And also, this happened last week in there to where the clerk was ringing up a sale. They buy a piece of bubble gum or something that costs like $1. They open the cash register, and the guy standing there buying the 3-cent gum reaches in the cash register, grabs a little over $100 and hauls britches.
Oh, goodness.
There's been a lot of things going on there. We're just trying to let you know what goes on. This was 10 o'clock-ish last night or so, somewhere along in there. Once the dust settles, we'll know a little bit more about it. But that did happen.
Goodness.
Where were you last night at 10 o'clock, Candace? Let's go ahead and
put
the flashlight.
I was at home. Yeah.
Do you have any witness
painting.
to this?
I was painting. Yeah. I'm surprised I still don't have paint up my arm.
Woo.
Yeah. That's what I was doing last night.
All right, so she's got an alibi. Perry Mason wouldn't let you off that easy. I'm just going to let you know there.
Look, I couldn't even, I ain't tall enough to even reach over the counter.
They go, excuse me, I hear somebody. No, you're not that short. I can actually.
I am short.
What are you, 5'5"?
5'4". Yeah.
That's not.
That's pretty short, Scotty Ray.
I'm shrinking, I think.
Are you?
I started out at 6 foot. I'm not so sure that I'm 6 foot anymore.
I think as we get older, we don't stand up as straight, too.
Because it hurts. Do y'all know, and I'm going to have to eventually get a car that's got a camera because I can't, you know how you used to put your arm over the back seat and look the back out? I do that and I go, ow.
Or like if you try to turn your head.
It's like I can't get it all that way.
Goodness.
I can't be the
Yeah.
only person that happens to.
Look, my eyesight's getting worse. But, you know, that is.
I know because you told me I was
issue.
handsome yesterday. And I thought, well, Candace never would say that.
You're crazy. No, look, seriously, my eyesight is getting bad. Like, I can't. I had LASIK surgery years ago, and it's been wonderful up until now, and it's getting worse again.
Yeah.
Can you have it twice? I don't know. But anyway.
Anita,
Y'all might see me with glasses on pretty soon.
Anita Humphrey says, Candace, try being 4'11".
Oh, really? Yeah. I always have that, you know, have to get somebody to get something off the top shelf at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Thing, you know.
Margie tells us that we do shrink the older we get.
Goodness.
And LaWanda, I did not know that. She says she's 4'7".
Well,
And I've known you all my life. I've never noticed that.
I have wedge heels on today, so that makes me a little bit taller. I put them on the other day, and Alden said, "Mama, you are tall." So and I got shoes on that make me a little taller. But
Nita Kent says she's 4'10". So far, we've got LaWanda
Okay.
leading the height thing here.
well, I guess 5'4"
See,
is
look
not
at there.
Yeah,
She's tall, and she
I
didn't even
still
know
feel
it.
short. You know.
Now, I ran into Neil Henry the other day, and I had to stare up at Neil and think, boy, I sure am short. What is Neil Henry?
He is tall.
6'9".
And I think, didn't he say his son was taller than him? So, like, yeah, tall.
It runs in the family.
Yeah.
So, Neil Henry, if you're watching this morning, tell me your height, because you sure are up there. He ain't going to fit in no MG sports car.
No, probably not. Yeah. My husband's tall. I look like a little, you know, a lot shorter than him, you know.
So Shirley Sharp says she's 5 foot. Joyce Gressett is 4'11".
Okay.
Boy, I'm 5 feet. See, look at there. A lot of people comment on that.
I guess it's pretty common then, my height, you know, that. And so, anyway, my daughter, I have a daughter that I think she's taller than all of us.
6'8".
No, she's not 6 foot, but she's just tall. She's got long legs. She's taller than all of us. And so I have some tall people in my family, but they're just not in my immediate family.
It runs in those genes. It gets passed on, and it's so funny. I've seen it to where you'll have two parents that are like some of these that are saying that they're 4'7", the wife, and the husband's like 5'3", and then they'll come up with a 6'3" son.
I guess because somewhere in the line you have tall, and I do. I have some tall relatives in my family.
Now this is interesting. 5'5" there, Angela. Linda says she's 5'3". Ain't nobody putting what they weigh on there though. Me either. I don't blame y'all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, I was looking. Do you ever see these weight charts? You know, at one time I was obese.
Where it tells when you're.
At one time it said I was obese at the weight I was for my height. And seriously, now I'm just overweight.
Yeah,
I've got down to one more notch, but yeah.
I don't believe those things.
I don't know. I'm thinking, my gosh. I mean, the people who it says is obese, that they do not look obese.
No.
I don't know.
But I have, truthfully, I have got to start doing more exercise than I'm doing.
Yeah, I've started.
The doctor said I hadn't needed to anyway. But you put down 2 or 3 bags of those mixed nuts, because if you open those, you're gonna finish the bag. What do you call those? The Chex Mix thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't walk away from that bag. It's just constantly.
Look, I am serious about it this time, and I have lost. I'm not so
How much
much
you lost?
focusing on weight as I am just trying to fit in my clothes again. But I've lost 8 pounds, almost right about 8 pounds in a little over 2 weeks, I guess.
That's with a padlock on the refrigerator. That's how she quit.
No, I'm serious. Like, you would be amazed at just cutting out Cokes, like, because I would go to the drive-thru and get a Coke with my meal. I cut out all bread, and I have sugar in my coffee in the mornings, and I have sweet tea with my meal in the evenings. So that's the only sugar really I have, I think, you know, as far as sweets. But I eat good. I mean, I'm not starving myself. I eat, you know, I don't snack all the time. And if I do, I have a protein shake in the morning now, and I exercise every day. Like, I go walk
Protein shakes are the most horrible
They're
thing.
not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. This is not.
She gonna argue with me.
I know everybody wants to know all my business, but vanilla protein powder my husband makes it, and with fresh strawberries and fresh bananas in it.
Absolutely nothing that I like in that.
And milk. It's good.
I just.
It's good.
I watch them people do them eggs and drink them raw. I'm thinking,
Now, I ain't
have you
doing that
lost
now.
your
I'm
mind?
not going to do that, but
A lot
anyway.
of people that work out do that now.
You would be surprised that I feel better. Now I'm tired, like I'm still sore because I'm still out of shape. I'm trying to get back in shape, but just walking a mile a day, even on the treadmill, will help you.
I used to never miss that, no matter where I was, and I have slipped.
And I'd much rather walk outside.
Yeah.
You burn up right now. Walking
You better go
outside.
early or late.
That's right. And then you'll fight the horseflies.
Yeah, they do
And
come after you.
mosquitoes in the evening. But anyway, that's my business.
So we all know what Candace is drinking now. Something that
Yeah.
probably doesn't taste good.
And water all through the day. So anyway.
Get out the way. She's running to the restroom every 10 minutes. That's that water does that to you. On the way, we've got more to tell you about what happened overnight, some more things, and what's going on in the community. So don't rush off. We want you to have a full knowledge of what lies ahead on this Wednesday. We'll be right back with more information as the day begins. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
No matter what hat you wear, if you're hurt on the job, you're gonna need me. I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Under workers' comp law, you're entitled to certain benefits. But when you're released from the doctor, someone's got to be there to make sure you get a fair settlement. While you're healing, we'll be fighting for you. We've helped thousands of our injured clients get their medical bills paid and recover lost wages. And we're ready to help do the same for you today. One call, that's all.
Winnie Brantley had to say that. You know how you see something and it just makes you click, think of a song? She said, "What a beautiful day." Now I've got Diamond Rio song hung in my head. What a beautiful day. Thank you for doing that to me.
Yeah, and I've got that other song stuck in my head.
What's it called?
That Let Me Tell You About My Jesus. Have you heard that?
Never have.
It's a good song.
Now, I could tell you about Tom T. Hall. Me and Jesus got our own thing going. Oh, I like that.
My son sings this all the time, and so he's got me to singing it. And then I'm playing the video, or not the video, but the video, but it's the music.
She's going to YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I pull it up and we listen to it in the car. So
there you go. Let's see here. Barbara Smith said her dad was 6'4", her mom was 5'2", and she turned out to be 5'8". It's just amazing how that happens there. Denise is into some protein shakes. She does it also, she says.
I was trying to tell Scotty Ray that they're not like old protein shakes where it's real gritty. I mean, I guess
I remember those gritty things.
Yeah. These are good. It tastes like a milkshake. So, anyway.
And Maureen says, so you need to go get some cornbread. She says, women that carry a little extra weight live longer.
Mm-hmm. Than men.
Well, I'm going to live forever.
Yeah.
Just can't help it.
Talk about getting cornbread. Bread is one of my... I love bread.
Oh, it's so good.
It's been real hard for me to not... if I get a chicken sandwich, I just eat the chicken. I don't eat the bread.
Just last week, me and my dog, Sophie, we split a can of, Vienna sausages. Mm-hmm. I put mine on bread, and she just ate hers raw, and we sat there together and ate the whole can together. Okay. She just kept putting her paw on my leg going, give me another one.
Yeah.
So I couldn't eat the whole can and not share.
I feed her under the table when we come over here for cookouts and stuff. I slip her some French fries or something.
We're going to have to bring back the new little dog that has caused so much commotion in our world, in my home, to where my big dog does not like her and refuses to ride with me in the car anymore. She won't get in the truck. She just looks at me like, I ain't going nowhere with you. You're the one that brought that white dog in here. She's bad.
She's a sweet little dog, though. She is so cute. She looks like a little toy trying to scoot across the floor,
She does.
But she's real playful.
Sounds like a horse coming down the hall at a pound.
Mm-hmm. Sharp teeth. She nibbles
jaws.
on your ankle. I think I drug her. Or you said you drug her across the floor.
Yeah.
By the your pants leg or something the other day. Mm-hmm.
Well, we got good news on this. The Lauderdale County Tax Assessor's office is wide open today. If you'd like to go by and buy your tag now, you waited a day or so, they're open. They've got everything kind of straightened out. They had that flood Friday morning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The leaking toilet?
I think it was Friday, yeah. I hope they didn't get a lot of damage as far as their computer systems and stuff, because that'd be a mess to have to.
It would be, as in taxes go up, more budget. But they're doing the best they can with the situation there, and we're glad it's back open. So if you hadn't paid your garbage fees, you can't be buying no car tag. just
That's
so
right.
that you know.
That's right.
We had a fire overnight. This will be on Whippoorwill Road and Old 8th Street Road. Volunteer fire departments were called out. By the time they got there, they got to the scene. This was a total loss as we pull up this picture this morning. Take a look at that. Just nothing left. I want to say I got one picture. There we go. There's another angle of that when they got on the scene. Cicalina was on the scene there as well. Thankfully, no one was hurt. There was no power to it. So how did it happen? Hard to say. They'll investigate. That was in the middle of the night. We also had somebody bumped yesterday. I don't want anybody to take this to a different level than it was, but we did have someone bumped by a car yesterday in the street as they were trying to cross, and we pulled this up. We go to, let's see where this was. This was 14th Street and 22nd Avenue. Trying to cross the street, a little bump there. They were taken care of. It wasn't anything horrible. I don't want anybody to take that wrong. But it did happen yesterday afternoon as we were going
wonder,
there.
were people not paying attention?
That can happen. And then again, let me stress, because this happened Saturday in these parking lots, careful when you back up of who's walking behind you. It's so easy for, like, you take a van that parks beside of you and you can't see who's walking.
Right.
Ease out very slowly. As we talk about heights, if you got a F-250, let's just call that, you can't see them.
It drives me crazy to be at a stop sign to where there's 2 lanes and somebody scoots out just so you can't see. You know, they got a bigger vehicle or something they can't see. Or your view is obstructed.
That's why she went and bought her a big old GMC. She's tired of people blocking her view.
Sometimes you can't see, though. People get in your way.
But seriously, the smaller your car, you're absolutely right. You can't, at stop signs and things of that nature, you can't see.
Yeah, just let them go first because, you don't want to take a chance on pulling out in front of something.
It's not worth it, is it?
No, it's not.
We did have some shots reported last night. No one injured that I'm aware of at this point. No damage reported, but this was over by Marion Road Apartments. We've seen this in this area before here, just off of 39 there, in between there and Old 45. Shots were fired. It was reported. No one hurt. But that area did hear some gunfire last night as we look around. And we had someone lose their camper last night in a fire.
My goodness.
We don't know how it happened, but the volunteer fire department sprang into action early this morning to go take care of this. Skyland Road, rather, is where this happened there. They went out. I want to say that they've lost their camper. We sure hate that, but no one hurt. That's the good news out of that.
I'm glad nobody was hurt. I was just wondering, some people like we keep ours plugged in all the time.
To make sure everything works.
Yeah, well, our refrigerator, we like to keep it running. So, it could have been something.
And Candace just likes to go out and play house every once in a while. A getaway.
I get enough house playing at my house, like cleaning and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We stay so busy. I'm just behind on everything.
That's isn't that America? Just the way it happens, and you're walking through with the clothes basket, trying to figure out what you're going to eat that night.
I know, it's like it's a never ending. Clothes piled up, trying to get them washed. Anyway,
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Ladies, you feel my pain.
As you watch these reality shows, they're so far from reality of what really goes on in the average American's home.
I know.
It's not what happens with us.
Yeah, no, it is not.
Maybe Duck Dynasty a little bit.
Yeah. They need the Real Housewives of Lauderdale County.
There you go. She's going to have some curlers in her hair. What y'all doing? Pick me up at some of Wally World when you're passing by. We did have another little incident yesterday afternoon that we wanted to bring up. An 18-wheeler was on fire. This was out I-59. Let's pull this up where you can take a look here as we glance here. Let's show a little bit of the video here as we get this. A big thank you to the folks that send all this in so we'll know. As you see the smoke, and you could see this for miles. And look at this as we get closer to this. A total loss here. No one was hurt.
This is becoming a common.
Yeah. Look at that.
Goodness.
Now, he's okay, but doesn't change the fact that still happened, and he has no truck. Had to catch him a ride home.
It's scary when all that happened. When we were traveling on the interstate this last weekend, with all of this happening, with all the 18-wheeler wrecks and all these wrecks going on, I was just overly cautious, I felt like, the whole time, worried. I was like, don't get too close. Don't do this. Don't, because sometimes cars are bumper to bumper.
They are.
And
you may do this, others may do this, but I always have this hibby-jibby. Is that a word? Can I use that?
Yeah.
Of when you go to pass an 18-wheeler that you get in that blind spot and they don't know you're there. And I do floor it every time I pass one.
Me too. I'm going as fast as I can around to get around them. And that's when I'll probably get a speeding ticket one day. But I'll just have to get a speeding ticket.
Me too.
I mean, I don't like that because, sometimes,
there are blind spots.
They could be tired or they could not see you or something. Sometimes they get a little unstable looking, but that's a lot of weight they're pulling. So I can understand. I would hate to be them having to haul those big loads. But
there's a reason I don't do that for a living. I don't want to.
Thank goodness for the people who can, though. We're thankful for you.
And y'all think about this now. One of the what is not a whole lot of thought put in this, and I know y'all are watching, you guys out there, and ladies too that drive cattle. Cattle is totally different than anything else you'll haul. It's kind of like a liquid. The weight shifts. You get some old cows, old heifer that weighs a little bit too much on this side, she shifts her weight.
Yeah.
It can lean something over. And I think about y'all a lot. That's a dangerous job. And another friendly advice is never tailgate a cattle truck. I'm warning y'all, especially if you're driving a convertible or you have a sunroof.
Yeah, that's true.
It will get you.
Yeah. Yeah, it will.
Candace don't even want to go there.
I'm tickled at LaDonna. Well, when I had said Real Housewives of Lauderdale County.
Yeah, and what'd she do?
Somebody says curlers and chasing her husband with a skillet.
That's a common occurrence here.
Yeah, they need a real mama as a travel baseball. Now, I'm going to tell you what, you could get some. I get up there and, I wish I wasn't one of those mothers that yelled, but I am.
Oh, I'm sure you are. I have no doubt that you yell.
I am. You just get in that moment.
Now that you brought that up, I'll bring up my next point. This was reported yesterday. The Meridian Police Department ran on out, all officers on scene, check it all out. They couldn't find any evidence of it, but it was reported in Mississippi that an old girl might have got upset with her man, and she might have whipped out a pistol and shot at him a couple of times.
Oh, goodness.
If you were in the area of 19th Street, 22nd Avenue, and you heard that, it was reported. Can't prove it, but it sounds like she was mad at him.
Well, he wasn't running and go down to 14th Street and 22nd Avenue. He wasn't the one that got bumped.
Trying to get away from her.
He might have. It might have been him.
Oh, Dana says she's a yeller also.
You just get, wound up at those games, especially like when your kid's out there playing a base and they call it the person safe and they were out.
Yeah. Wound up. I think it's an understatement for this lady here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
never thought I would be that mama, but I'm that mama.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Yeah. Kurt agrees with me too. Your husband, he's all over this.
Oh, goodness.
Well, there we go. We pass along sad news this morning. I love this show. It's just such a part of our families, our lives. As the Andy Griffith, we find out that someone else from the cast has passed away this morning. This time, it's Charlene. Y'all remember Charlene with the Darlings that came to town?
Oh, yeah.
She had the crush on Andy. She passed away yesterday at the age of 81. Or this week, actually. They just reported it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Sunday evening maybe that she passed away, but we've lost someone else. And boy, she played that part well.
She did. Now, did he really marry her, or was this where they were trying to make him marry her?
I don't know.
You know how they were always trying to make somebody marry her or something? Huh. But she was the pretty girl.
Her actual name was Maggie Peterson, 81 years old. And what was that? A T. Graham Brown song, Charlene. Never liked that song. I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, make a list. He does not like Charlene's the song Charlene. He does not like Cagney and Lacey.
Two of the things in life that make me up, and rap music also. I'm not much of a
and protein shakes. He don't like.
Add that to that list too. That would be torture for me. This morning, as you're waking up, this is being watched. Y'all can expect this to be a recount on all accounts. It's coming in Pennsylvania as Dr. Oz barely is squeaking by this morning as the winner. It's not confirmed by any. He had 2,000 votes ahead. That was at 6 this morning. So it could have shrank. It could have gained by now. Yeah. But barely. But you can expect it's too close. They're going to do a recount. The lady that was in there, she's out. She did cause a little stir at the end.
I don't understand why they can't count the votes
Well,
that night.
They did not count what, like Florida and other states do, is they count their absentee votes beforehand because they already have them.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? They wait to just clog up the system.
Yeah, there was some talk about some code that was logged in wrong. In some, I don't know if it was there. Was it in? I don't know what state it was, but there was a code that was logged in wrong, and it caused a big chaotic mess.
Yeah.
So.
And I did get a note yesterday that I upset someone because I had talked about our vice president, Kamala. I try to, in all cases, whether it's Republican or whether it's a Democrat, they do something wrong, I say the truth on this. And I'm going to move on to somebody on the Republican side this morning. One of the first times I find myself not agreeing with Trump on something. And this guy that ran for office named Madison Cawthorn. Now, Trump said, he cleaned up his act that was in the past. But as you look at some of this stuff this guy done in his past, I can't vote for somebody who's done some of this weird stuff that this guy done.
I guess I haven't looked at his background.
Whoa.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
I mean, it's...
I just know they said he was like one of the youngest ones running.
He got beat. And Trump did endorse him. But I can't... his past, he may have straightened up. But the pictures, and you can't hide what they showed of what he was involved in.
Okay.
And it's a little far way away from my beliefs. Okay. And so I could not back that. And Trump did endorse him. He did lose. One of the very few that Trump lost on that. And Trump's last words on it was, well, I feel like he straightened out. I couldn't go there. He's, like I said, a little different.
Was he like dressing different in some?
In some ways.
Okay, yeah. I think I did hear a little bit.
Touching some people in inappropriate ways.
And I think I heard he was real arrogant when he was confronted about it.
We're not going to show this picture, but you can see it. I'm not going to show this, but right there, no way. I just don't believe in that kind of stuff. This guy, he may have straightened out his whatever, but I wasn't for him. I can't do that.
Right.
So
that surprises me that Trump
went there. I don't know what it was that Trump liked about him, but I can't support him on that issue.
That was probably not a.
And I don't know all the information. Maybe Trump doesn't know all the information. But I saw enough for me to go, caused a red flag in Scotty Ray's world. I'll say that much. Let's see what else is going on around the world this morning. There's a bunch there. I found this interesting. You think of who is the richest people in America. Now, before I say this, it's not the guy that owns one business that has one little bitty store and he's trying to get by. It's not. It's people that own chains of things. But they say that in America, the richest of what's out there is auto dealers. And that would be somebody that owns multiple car lots across numerous states.
Right.
Not that he's got the Ford dealership that he's had since 1910. And people that contractors that have multiple locations across the United States, and also people that, let's see, who else is it? Gas stations that own chains across states are the richest out there. If you wanted to know what profession to jump off into, well, there you go. Yeah. 3 of them to choose from.
All right. I know, like in my profession, there's good money to be made, but you also have to spend a lot of money.
The buildings and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, we have to pay rent, booth rental. That's $100 and something a week for your chair, and then you buy your own supplies. Those have really skyrocketed, like in dollar amount. So
when I was 19, Alex Weddington, where are you this morning? You told me one thing about business to remember. Well, actually, it was 3 things, and it was location, location, location. That's all that matters in business. And great knowledge.
That and word
Alec.
of mouth.
I hadn't talked to you in a while, Alec. I hope everything's going well in your world.
Yeah, word of mouth is your best, to me, one of your best advertisements.
You do something wrong, it'll be all over town before night.
That's right.
Do something good, no one hears about it.
I know. That's really true, So
that is the most honest thing that we can tell you in your world today. Angela says somebody wears some lingerie. Yeah, I might have seen a picture of that too.
Yeah.
Netflix back in the news this morning as they have slashed 150 jobs as they try to straighten out this mess they're in as people, unsubscribe to their channel.
Yeah.
200,000 people are gone. That's a lot of money that we're paying each month to watch these shows that, well, they decided, I don't like that anymore. You've gone a different direction than I want to be.
Why? I don't know why people, the woke, don't wake up to that, you know.
Because they're lost. We're
Just,
trying to guide them.
people are sick of this mess. They're sick of this craziness.
Bill says word of mouth is great advertising. It is, and I agree with you, Bill.
Yeah.
There's a lot of truth to that. Let's see. The morning is beginning as we get ready for a very warm day. It's going to be hot, hot, hot as we begin this, and we want you to be well aware of what's going on out there. Let's see. We'll be right back. We've got some more coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin this day. Stay close as we get your day started here. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. And that would be called hitting the wrong button. I apologize about that. We are Scotty Ray and Candace. Today is Wednesday, that hump day.
Yes, it is. Midway through the week.
Now,
Closer to the weekend.
It is. Now, something as summertime comes, we talked about that hot weather. Let's talk about something that needs to be handled for the kids and wherever you're going.
That's right. Sunscreen. You know, really do your research and find out what is the best sunscreen. Because just because it says it's 50 or 70 protection, you know, it does not always mean that it is.
That's correct.
And I know there was a couple of sunscreens out there that did not protect when they said they would, and people were getting burned by them. But yeah, just always research it, especially if you have small children. Always coat them down with sunscreen and something that's water-based, because you know they're going to sweat or they're going to get in water if it's summertime. So.
And there are some people that have that, what do you call it, just the fair skin. Boy, you'll burn to a crisp in a minute.
Yeah, I would at least put a 50 on children. 50, or, you know, some people say there's no such thing as the higher up percentages of sunscreen, but yeah, I would cut them down and reapply it. If they're in water, just because it says waterproof, it's going to still, you know, thin out and come off. So reapply it after a few hours. You know.
Do you use just a quick question? Do you use the lotion or do you do the spray on kind now? What do you prefer?
I like if I'm cutting grass, I like those dry oil spray sunscreens because the grass don't stick to you everywhere. You know, but and some sunscreens have like bug repellent in it too.
Really?
You know? Yeah, so they do have some that are those. But I like, if I'm I always at least put like a 30 on with me. And I tan still with a 30 on, but
isn't skin so soft anyway. Supposed to do away with any type of critter that wants to jump on you?
But a lot of people, you know, Avon sells that skin so soft. And they say it's the best stuff. And I know we used it on the kids because my ex-husband's grandmother sold Avon, and she was like adamant about it. This stuff works. We always used it on the kids, and it did. It kept it off of them. So.
Well, there you go. Thought we'd pass along that. All right, let's step back and look at a few things that happened on this day. Always interesting. One of my favorite shows of all time. Yeah. Yes, it was. It's Adam Cartwright's birthday, Parnell Roberts, born in 1928. He would go on after this. Believe it or not, he had another TV show. You remember it? I'm putting Candace on the spot. Let's see if she can name that TV show. He lived in his Winnebago.
I'm not going to know that.
Trapper John, M.D. Do you remember that show?
I do remember that. Yeah.
He was the doctor, and for whatever reason, he had a wore-out camper in the parking lot of the hospital.
I didn't realize that was him.
Same one. He just didn't have a cowboy hat on. Looked a little different.
Yeah.
Trapper John. Boy, that's been a day and a month ago.
Time ago, yeah. Goodness.
1948. Anybody, does this ring a bell? Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight? Yeah, we're talking about The Oak Ridge Boys. Joe Bonzel is having a birthday today. Born in 1948. A great person there. One of my favorite groups. They started out as gospel and made their way on up.
I love the Oak Ridge Boys.
Elvira. So would that be your favorite song by them?
Yeah, I like Elvira.
My Baby is American Made. They had so many hits there.
They were just classic country.
And, of course, she played tambourines with the silver jingle. She must have known the words to, at least to me, the Y'all Come Back Saloon. It took a second. That may be my favorite Oak Ridge Boys song. You may have a different one there. There you go. Virginia Vanderwalker says they do have some great products. Avon's all over the place. She says she's a rep. I didn't know that, Virginia.
You know, they get like to go all over the place on all these trips and stuff, or they used to. I don't know if they still do that. She could tell us that, but yeah, it's a good business.
1952, he would take a subtle approach to country music. There's so many people, and the movie really portrayed it to what it is. There's dancing chickens in the music industry that people want to make you something that you're not. And they turn the heat up to try to make you what they want you. But this guy didn't do that. And he is the legend, and they call him the king because he stayed true to what he is. It's his birthday today. George Strait, born in 1952. He's an old troubadour.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that. He's never done the dancing, running around,
he
and
just stood there with his guitar
and sang a song that you could actually understand the words to.
Yep.
I've yet to find one George sang that I didn't understand. I can't say that for everybody.
Yeah. He was the best, for sure.
He's still with us. JT said...
Well, yeah. I mean, was the best then, is the best now.
Look at her. She's trying to fix all that. He does rodeos.
Yeah. I'm
real
trying
good
to
cat.
put him in the ground, I guess. He's still alive, y'all. George is alive and well.
JT tells us the Oak Ridge Boys are coming to the Silver Star. I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
Winnie said she loved Trapper John back when she used to watch all that. Donna Sims is watching us from the big city of Philadelphia. It would be 1968. I don't know if y'all remember this, but as a kid, I watched this. It was a detective show, and it was called. And as a kid, I couldn't pronounce the name, so I called him. It's that mayonnaise show.
Oh.
And my sister would say, "No, it's not. It's mayonnaise." And I said, "No, it's mayonnaise." He was on the cover of TV Guide in 1968 today. It was a detective show. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, but I liked it as a kid.
I've never seen that one, but...
Mayonnaise. Yeah. Anybody know the comedian Tina Fey? She was born in 1970 on this day. Starting to show a little age. I'm not running anybody down, but she's not a new Pontiac anymore.
Yeah. We're all starting to show the little wrinkles around the mouth and the eyes. Yeah.
1975, you would wake up on this date, and it was a different time in America where women did stand by their men. They didn't just pick up and leave in the middle of the night because they got their feelings hurt. They made him pay for what wrong he done. They stood by him and made him toe the mark. The number one song was "Stand by Your Man."
That's right.
But really,
I just think of Hillary Clinton every time.
Oh yeah, you can't help.
Says that because she just,
Tammy.
She tarnished that line.
We admit that she didn't stand by all her men. She did leave George. She did leave several others before she ended up with Richie. So there was a flaw in the slaw in the song. Whoops. This would be a spinoff from the Barney Miller show. It didn't last but a year and a half, but today would be the last day that you would watch it. He was a detective on Barney Miller, and he got his own show for a while. Fish. This was the last day it aired in 78.
I don't remember watching that, but I do remember the Barney Miller show. Yeah.
Wasn't one of my favorites, but it was out there. 1986. Johnny Cash was big about this. If he got an idea, he made a movie about it. He produced and even starred in and spent his own money to do a TV show about Jesus Christ. He would star with many others with Willie Nelson in 1986 in a movie called Stagecoach that was released. Waylon was even in it. Chris Christopherson. The cast of some of the greatest there would be in this movie that was released today, back in 86. Billy Swan was even in it.
Oh, really?
I can help. If you do me, I don't remember the rest of the words.
Yeah.
Even David Allan Coe had an appearance in that.
Yes. Star-studded cast.
It was. 1980, I remember watching this on the black and white television because we didn't have no color TV when I was little. Not those early years. But Mount St. Helens would erupt on this date back in 1980. Do you remember that?
I I mean, I'm sure I remember. I wasn't in the news.
11 years old. I
Into
remember
the
sitting there
news.
watching that as people had to flee for their lives on it. I'd never seen anything that erupted lava and stuff like that. It caught my attention as a kid. That happened on this date. We would lose a lady that we all liked so much. We watched her every day with Durwood, and she would lose her life on this date. She would pass away. In 1995, Elizabeth Montgomery passed away.
I wonder how old she was. Was she fairly young when she passed away, or? I can't
60s,
remember.
I think, but I could be wrong. I'm sure someone knows the answer to that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. As we go through different... 95. A big movie came out. Y'all remember Braveheart?
I
It
do.
premiered on this date.
Yeah, he played that role really, really good.
You know, when he wrote back and
He's good.
forth on that, and I wish I knew the words to it, but that was one of the most inspiring speeches that you could ever give anybody, but not on this day. And then talking somebody to run into a bunch of swords that's going to stab you, and
I know.
they went willingly. He riled them up. This guy really did exist. William Wallace was his name. But the movie came out on this. Mel Gibson, you have to give credit when he becomes that character.
Yeah, he is a really good actor. Yeah, he is.
He makes Hollywood mad from time to time on his stance. He's a big Christian. They don't always like his thoughts of what he stands for. Has he made mistakes? Absolutely. He's a sinner like you and I.
Yeah, I don't
But
know
like
anybody
old
that
boy.
made mistakes, you know. So.
That's true. Murphy Brown. Anybody remember that TV show? She was a little left of where Scotty Ray thinks. It's okay to be that way. I don't have a problem with that. But her TV show ended on this date back in '98. She was tough and she was mean and she scared me.
Yeah. I always thought it was neat because her name was Candace. And I always thought it was neat to have somebody, you know,
A role model to look up.
Because I didn't really know any other, any other stars that had that name.
There's a couple, isn't it? Candace Bergen, Candace.
Well, that's Candace Bergen. And
There's
then,
one more, and I can't remember who she is.
Well, there's a media that's she's in the media and politics.
Candace
now.
Owens?
Yeah, Candace Owens. But
There's one more actress out there, and I don't remember her name. My son constantly, when he wants to make a point to me, will call me and go, "That's enough, donkey. That's enough." And he's referring to the scene from this, and it came out on this day, and 01 Shrek debuted. That is such a funny movie.
my favorite part of it when the donkey's talking and he says, "We're gonna stay up late watching movies in the morning. I'm cooking waffles."
You cannot beat Eddie Murphy in that. They could not have gotten anyone else to
Yeah.
play that part any better.
Yeah, he was funny.
I have no clue who done the voice of Shrek. I'm sure there's a lot of people who do know, but it was good.
Yeah.
I liked it a whole lot there.
Can't you just see though Eddie Murphy? Even when that donkey smiles,
Yeah.
can't you just picture it's Eddie Murphy?
I can.
It's so funny. And then the cat too with Antonio Banderas.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah, I mean it's his voice.
A
fits that
well put
character.
together movie there.
It really was.
2000. I never watched this show, but by all means, I know that it was huge on television. People loved it. This would be the last episode that ever aired of Will and Grace. It ended on this date back in 06.
Yeah.
Never watched it, but I know it was big. People
Yeah,
loved it. Said it was funny.
The Jack character, I mean, just made the show to me.
Really?
Yeah, he was hilarious. And then he also played the boss on Cat in the Hat. He was the boss of John Travolta's wife that was in there, Kelly.
Well, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm learning a little.
he's a good actor too. He really is.
Learning a little bit every day as we go along. I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a home, I want you to visit our friends because they do this every day. If you have not spoken to Amanda, and I often don't pull up her Facebook page enough, but I want you to visit Snowden & Company Real Estate. You can call Amanda at 453-3937 and take a look at what they have to offer. Right here, this is out in Bailey. If you hadn't seen this, a beautiful home, 90-plus acres,
Yeah.
a big house. If you got a bunch of young'uns,
That's right. It's
Come
a
on down.
5,100 square foot house. It's
Big.
beautiful. It is.
I've been in it many times. You would like that. Visit with them. Let them show you this. There's nothing quite like Snowden. As we go to this next picture, here's another home that is listed in Linmore Estates. What a great place to move to. And the neat thing about the way you can do this online, you can take a look at this, click on this house, look through it, and then call Amanda and her team and go for an actual look at it.
That's right. And that's such a good thing to have, you know, because I mean, if you just see the outside of a home, you're just so curious to know what it looks like and to have those pictures to go
It
by.
is.
But there's so many homes out there available, y'all.
Look at there.
On a daily basis, they pop up on
Yeah, it
there.
is.
So.
Talk to them, 453-3937. Easy to get to, and they're going to make sure that you're happy with what you got when it comes to buying a home. Biggest investment you'll probably ever make.
That's right. It's the end of the school year now, but
Oh,
it will be
yeah.
coming up pretty soon. If you have a specific school district that you want to live in, give Amanda and them a call.
Yeah.
They can get you there.
453-3937.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
My dad was a farmer. My granddaddy, too. I was always pretty proud of that. When my truck was hit by a company vehicle, I thought I was going to have to sell the farm. Thanks to Richard Swartz, I didn't have to.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we start your Wednesday for you. We hope it's a very big one. We found out that, and I hope he's going to be okay on this because he's 76 now. Eric Clapton has contracted COVID. We wish him a recovery on this. Always scary. The older you get, the more chances of this being more serious. And what a great singer he is.
He is really good.
No personality on stage, but he's a great singer.
Yeah.
And we welcome Eric Clapton. He just stands there for the next hour and a half. Doesn't say hello or anything. And you'll pay $200 for that ticket. Just warning you.
Yeah, but he's a good artist.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
wouldn't knock him. Not a bit there. They're running down Mississippi again. We have made national headlines, and they say we're the biggest overweight state in the union. Thought you might want to know that. Followed by West Virginia, and then our neighbors next door, Alabama. Y'all come in third. We like to eat, and it's going to be okay.
Yeah. It's the Southern food.
It is. We're proud to be on that list there as they try to make us look a little bad nationally. Y'all be ready for this. It makes you wonder sometimes if things aren't planned for publicity. But as we get ready next year, as the Oscars roll around, of course, we had, what's his name that done it last year? Chris Rock.
Right.
Who was
he got the slap.
host. Yeah.
Heard about around the world.
It was. Now they're talking about who would join him to co-host this. Oh, guess what? He may be banned for the next 10 years, but they didn't say he couldn't co-host it, did they?
They need Mike Tyson up there. Let somebody come up there and slap him.
So next year, Will Smith and Chris Rock could do it together. That's a scheme for ratings. I don't care how you slice it. They probably will do that. It's already being talked about. How you feel about that?
I don't know. I hope they get along.
Oh, they
One
will by
wrong
then.
word and somebody's going down.
That's the talk there. We'll see what becomes of that if it goes any further than that. It may happen there.
It might.
Do y'all remember the plane crash? The Chinese. We watched that plane crash. They have now, without a shadow of a doubt, proven that it was a deliberate crash. The pilot was involved in it. They haven't said why or what, but he did do it. 132 souls were lost on that plane.
That's scary.
We haven't had
But
that.
it would be the pilot.
Yeah, no, we haven't had that problem in America, but I think that Malaysia flight, wasn't it suspected that maybe something went on with that?
Is that the one that they've never found, the plane?
Yeah. It was suspected that something fishy was there. Thankfully, that has not ever happened in America that I'm aware of. But, boy, do they need to put up some type of screening if somebody's got issues that they don't need to sit in the cockpit.
Yeah.
That's a horrible thing.
Yeah, that's scary. That is scary.
If you want to do something
have-
to yourself, that's your business.
Yeah, you always worry about somebody else being on the plane that's going to cause chaos or hijack the plane. You don't so much think about the pilot sabotaging the plane, but
that's
awful though.
Yeah.
Talking about planes and
trains
and stuff like that. Have you been hearing like the talk a little more about UFO sightings and stuff?
Oh yeah, they're doing
they're doing hearings on it and all kind of stuff because there's so much unexplained sightings that people have seen, even in military.
Yeah, I don't believe it still. Candace is a believer, I think.
I'm not so much a believer. I have skepticism about it. Like, I'm skeptical about all of it. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of wondering. I'm curious.
What I think it is 90% of it is military planes and things that are being tested that is top secret, and even other parts of the military don't know that it exists, and it zips by. And they go, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. I could be proven wrong. But in no time have we had cameras on Mars and little green men walk by as our people there on the moon were there. Have they? No. We've yet to see Bigfoot walk up during an interview.
Yeah.
Probably because he doesn't exist. I'm guessing here. Am I wrong?
Well, I've seen people have pictures that they say was Bigfoot.
Right.
But, could
They're
be
always at a
dressed up.
distance
Yeah.
and never up close of him. I would think that.
Well, I would go out on a limb and say that if they were real up close, they probably wouldn't make it to send a video.
Well, you got deer cameras. There's too many deer cameras out there that wouldn't catch this
Yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt. You know how deer do. I've got them licking the camera.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Raccoons hanging off the
Yeah.
thing, like eating the corn out of the feeders.
And UFOs, if there was really life out there, wouldn't they eventually just land in Washington, get off and go, hey, Mr. President, can we have a talk here?
I don't know. They might be a lot smarter than we are. They might have a different.
I'm very skeptical. How you say that word?
Skeptical?
Yeah, I can't get it out.
Yeah,
I'm skeptical over that. I wanted to say it anyway, and I couldn't
I'm
pronounce it.
skeptical, but I'm curious. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just curious to find. I wish I knew more. You only hear little tidbits of things that people want to put out there, and it leaves you just wondering, about it. I know we went to the Alien Museum or the UFO Museum out there in New Mexico. There is a museum. And look, I'm telling you, there's documentation.
She's
of
a
all kinds of things.
card-toting member, y'all.
There's a big map hanging on the wall, and there's little red dots all over it, and all those dots represent some kind of a situation where an aircraft disappeared, or moments before that it tells the story about how they were talking to someone on the radio saying everything was clear. All of a sudden they had seen something, they sighted something, and then boom, they're missing. Like, what?
Y'all know what this is? It's called.
No.
And they got her $20 to come in.
Now, do I think there's little green men? No, I don't think that. I don't.
What do you think they are?
I don't know. I think it's odd.
She's hooked.
It's odd.
They're going to sell her
this
some.
Bermuda Triangle thing. Nobody ever is seen again.
She's going to be getting all kinds of ads on her AT&T phone here in just a little bit.
It's like Amelia Earhart going to drop out of the air and look like.
We are Scotty Ray and Candace. We've got more coming up here in just a moment. Don't rush off. We're bound to talk about something that you want to hear about. It's right around the corner. Stay with us as we bring it to you this morning. As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South, 601-693-4054. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
It was a Monday morning on our way to his first day of preschool. We were both nervous and excited. Then someone ran a stop sign. I called Richard Schwartz and he got us the money we deserved.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Look, for the last minute, she's been babbling over here about people being abducted into the Bermuda Triangle.
Bill said, he said in Roswell, New Mexico, that there's a lot of things that we don't understand that go on. And, it is. Lots of things. So, anyway.
It's just girl and fell for this, y'all.
Okay, Scotty Ray.
What?
When they come out and say, we got aliens walking amongst us that look like us and all this kind of crazy mess.
You watched too much of that. What was it, Men in Black, where they could shoot the little stun gun? And
Yeah.
yeah. Now I believe in Haints. I believe Haints are out there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there could be some demons amongst us. But the little green man, I can't grasp it. I go back and I've read these stories. I've done podcasts on people that think they've been abducted. And after you listen to their story, you go, well, I'm glad you're not my family.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just roll on here.
That is scary, though. But
Have you ever been abducted?
Even Kurt, I wish I could have him right here, right now, to tell you that he and his son said that they saw a red light one night, like in Meridian.
Yeah,
like
could have been
going
an
over the sky.
airplane.
It was not an airplane. It moved I think he said it moved too fast from one spot to another and just kind of disappeared or something to be an airplane. I've seen stuff
Seriously,
before,
work
too.
with me here. Now, have you ever been abducted and you just hadn't told anybody?
No, Scotty Ray, I haven't.
I almost thought she had been.
I haven't. And I hope I never do.
We go to some sad news this morning. This happens. I remember when as a kid, this happened on a local level of digging in the ground, in dirt, making rooms underground. A 13-year-old boy has died in Utah after digging in the sand. The hole he dug collapsed on him and he died. We pass along condolences to their family there as it was a cave-in. And that has happened. But watch that in red dirt. I know kids love to play, but embankments of digging in that can cave in on you. It's just not supported.
That's even scary to go. Lots of people do that at the beach, and they'll, dig down in the
Right.
and like cover each other up, and there's their heads sticking out. That's scary.
Another man has drowned. There's no telling how many people have lost their lives on this of trying to recreate the Titanic scene. Fell off and he drowned. He was going to propose.
Now, which Titanic is he talking about?
On the front of the
where
ship.
He off the front of the ship.
While he was doing it, she wasn't doing it. I don't know, but he fell off. That's sad. All for no reason at all. Let's see. Traffic. We go to Miami to where a couple were walking across the street. They were run over trying to cross the street. That's just some of the things that are shaping America to this day that we look at.
They were on a bike, I think.
It sure was. Riding their bicycles and were hit.
Yeah.
We hate that.
Yeah, I see that a lot. Not the being hit, but I see a lot of bicyclists or cyclists or whatever they're called, cyclists, I guess you would say, riding on, and they have every right to be there riding on the roads. But I just would steer clear of like heavy traffic filled roads.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, because not everybody is gonna drive safe.
No, they're not.
Be that statistic.
Y'all be on the lookout for this because it's being dumped out there. Tons and tons of emails from who? Hunter's computer is making the rounds on the internet. I hadn't read any of them, but it's being dumped out there where people can read this stuff.
Goodness.
We no longer have. What was that guy, WikiLeaks? He's sort of behind bars there. He can't bring it to you.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tom Brady, him and his $375 million deal that he's made with Netflix, that's a lot of money. He's got to go to a roast since he agreed to take all the money and take it, whatever they dish at him.
Oh.
So be ready.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could you handle a roast, really?
I don't know. I'd probably get mad. Like,
A chicken bone chunked across the you have to be very thick-skinned to take something like that.
You would. I could probably laugh at most of it. I mean, because I laugh at myself all the time. I mean, I make fun of myself on things, but I don't know. I think if somebody started talking about my kids or my mama,
you do a Will Smith
or my husband or something, any of my family I'd kind of take on another personality.
Really, you got to be tough to take it. Hey, and another note there, the first British lady who got married via Zoom like this, they got married this way. Guess what? After they got together, it didn't work out. The marriage lasted 3 months. It's over, and they're in divorce court now. Yeah, those online things, you really got to be around somebody for things to really work and know them. Just a heads up if y'all didn't know that.
That's right.
I think everybody locally is well aware of all that.
Yeah, but I mean, this meeting people online, lots of people do it. I just don't recommend
She tried to buy a toaster online one time to meet up with him, and it didn't work out. I can't imagine
No,
a
but that
day.
is scary. People buying stuff online, meeting them somewhere, and then they never come back home again.
There's places set up from the police station that you can meet people if you a little leery
Yeah.
over that. Just a heads up there.
I would
It's out
never,
front.
ever meet anybody in a remote area that you don't know.
I don't know how you ever went on a date with your husband. We want to say thank y'all for coming by and being a part of us today. We're coming back tomorrow morning with a smile, a laugh, and we'll let you know what's happening.
They're probably saying, don't threaten us.
That's right.
We'll be back tomorrow, though, sharp, 8 a.m.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: